Tonight after dinner, you might heat water, switch on a light, or glance at a glowing screen. It feels normal, almost invisible, but the real answer is far stranger. Nearly every part of your life exists because one ancient human learned how to keep a flame alive. Imagine a world where that never happened. A world where your ancestors saw fire, feared it, and never learned to control it. What would happen to you? The answer changes almost everything. Your day would begin differently. Your food would be different, your body would be different, your brain might be different. Even the number of humans alive today could be impossible to imagine. Fire seems simple. Yet fire may be one of the most important technologies ever created, because it was not just a tool, it was a force that reshaped the human animal. Anthropologist Richard Wrangham spent years developing a powerful idea. He argued that cooking changed human evolution. Not farming, not cities, cooking. The idea sounds almost too simple. How could heating food change an entire species? Because cooking is a form of digestion. When food is heated, tough fibers break down, starches become easier to absorb, proteins unfold. Your body extracts more energy while doing less work. A cooked meal can provide calories more efficiently than a raw one. Imagine life without that advantage. Every meal becomes harder to eat, harder to digest. Instead of quickly consuming food, large parts of your day would be spent chewing. Some researchers estimate that raw diets require dramatically more chewing time than cooked diets, hours every day. Your jaw would likely be larger, your teeth stronger, your digestive system may need to do far more work. The shape of the human body itself might have followed a different path. And then there is the brain. Brains are expensive. Although your brain represents only a small percentage of your body weight, it consumes a remarkable share of your energy. Evolution constantly faces trade-offs. Energy spent in one place cannot be spent somewhere else. Cooking may have changed that equation. By unlocking more calories from food, controlled fire may have helped support larger brains. Wrangham's theory remains debated, but many scientists agree that cooking dramatically altered human nutrition. Without fire, your ancestors may never have gained the same energetic advantage. What happens if a species tries to build a giant brain without enough fuel? It struggles. The human story might have unfolded very differently. Perhaps intelligence would still increase, slowly. Evolution rarely depends on a single factor. Yet the pace could change, the scale could change, the outcome could change. Now, think about the night. The sun disappears, darkness arrives. Today, darkness barely matters. Ancient humans had none of our tech for most of history. Fire extended the day. Without it, sunset becomes a wall. Activities shrink. Movement becomes dangerous. Predators gain an advantage. Social gatherings become shorter. Learning opportunities become fewer. Psychologist Robin Dunbar has explored the importance of social bonding in human societies. Many researchers believe that shared evenings around fires may have encouraged storytelling, teaching, cooperation, and stronger social connections. Picture a circle of humans speaking beneath the stars. Now remove the fire. The circle becomes smaller, the darkness becomes deeper, the conversations become shorter. How many stories would never be told? Stories are not just entertainment. They transmit knowledge. They preserve memories. Every lost story is a lost tool. Fire may have helped create one of humanity's oldest classrooms. And then there is safety. Predators fear flames. For countless generations, large carnivores represented a serious threat. Lions, hyenas, wolves, big cats, other hunters waiting beyond the edge of vision. A fire changes the balance. A small group suddenly possesses something powerful, something bright, something dangerous, something many animals avoid. Without fire, nights remain uncertain. Every strange sound matters. Every movement in the darkness matters. Would humans spread into harsh environments as easily? Probably not. Fire provides warmth. That sounds obvious. Yet warmth changes geography. Cold regions become survivable. Harsh winters become manageable. New territories become accessible. Humans can travel farther, settle farther, and explore farther. Without controlled fire, large portions of the planet become far more difficult to inhabit. Migration slows, expansion slows, population growth slows. Now consider disease. Cooking kills many harmful organisms. Raw food carries risks, parasites, bacteria, contamination. Fire became a defense system long before anyone understood germs. Thousands of years before microbiology existed, humans were already reducing certain dangers through heat. Without that protection, survival becomes harder, life expectancy may decline. Communities face different pressures. Then comes technology. Most people think of fire as heat. Civilizations discovered something more. Transformation. Heat changes materials. Clay becomes pottery. Ore becomes metal. Sand becomes glass. Without controlled fire, entire categories of technology never appear. No Bronze Age, no Iron Age, no steel, no engines, no Industrial Revolution. Look around the room you are sitting in. How many objects depend on materials shaped by heat? The answer is probably most of them. Your building materials, your tools, your electronics, your transportation systems. A world without fire is not simply missing campfires, it is missing civilization as you know it. Archaeologist Brian Fagan has written extensively about the role of fire in human history. Again and again, fire appears as a turning point, a force multiplier, a technology that unlocks other technologies. Remove it, and countless innovations disappear before they begin. Even agriculture changes. Farmers used fire to clear land, manage ecosystems, prepare landscapes. Many environments around the world were shaped by deliberate burning practices. Human societies learned to influence nature through controlled flames. Without that ability, food production develops differently, perhaps more slowly, perhaps in entirely different forms. Now imagine the most surprising possibility. Humans still survive. This is important. Fire was transformative, but humans are adaptable. Evolution explores alternatives. A world without fire does not automatically mean extinction. Your ancestors might develop different biological traits, different social structures, different technologies built around other resources. History would not stop, it would simply become unfamiliar. Perhaps coastal living becomes more important because certain foods are easier to access. Perhaps populations remain smaller. Perhaps communication networks evolve differently. Perhaps intelligence grows along another path entirely. Yet every version of that world faces the same obstacle: energy. Again and again, human progress depends on finding ways to capture energy, store energy, and use energy. Fire was one of the earliest solutions: a portable sun, a controllable chemical reaction, a source of light, heat, protection, and transformation. Few discoveries delivered so many benefits at once. Ancient people sensed its importance. They knew fire changed everything it touched. And they were right. Today, researchers still debate exactly when controlled fire became common. Evidence stretches back hundreds of thousands of years. Some discoveries suggest even older dates. The timeline remains a subject of investigation. Once humans learned to control fire, possibilities expanded. The boundaries of the day expanded. The boundaries of geography expanded. The boundaries of technology expanded. The boundaries of culture expanded. The boundaries of the human mind may have expanded as well. What if your ancestors never discovered fire? The answer is not merely fewer campfires. It is a different species living in a different world. Perhaps your face would look different. Perhaps your brain would work differently. Perhaps your community would be smaller. Perhaps cities would never exist. Perhaps this conversation could never happen. No electric lights, no computers, no global networks, no glowing screen in front of you, just a human animal navigating a darker planet. And that darkness would be more than the absence of light. It would be the absence of one discovery that quietly shaped nearly everything. So later tonight, when you heat food, switch on a lamp, or glance at a glowing screen, Remember the strange truth hidden behind that ordinary moment? Nearly every part of modern life traces back to an ancient flame. It feels normal, almost invisible. But that invisible moment may be the distant echo of the day your ancestors learned to hold fire in their hands.